So I had the pleasure, the honor of going out to Sacramento for the very first time. I had never been there in my life, let alone seen a Kings game, let alone been to the new Golden One Arena, let alone enjoy the presence of Casey and D'Lo, Kenny Caraway, Damian Barling, who are the absolute best. But that Kings game was some bullshit. Let's be honest. Like, Kings, Lakers, let's just, before we get into it, the pageantry, it was, I think, their 8th or 9th consecutive sellout. The fan base was rocking. We got there. We went to dinner right across the way. The way that it's actually set up is really cool. So they've got this Kimpton hotel called the Sawyer right across from the arena. And all the players stay there. And it's like you can tunnel in, so you don't even have to leave. And I tell you what, when you know, and you're a woman, and you know where the players are staying 1,000%, the lobby was wild. Like, even pregame before the team buses showed up, I mean, there were girls basically naked out there in the lobby of the hotel, just sitting there. Just milling about. It's like, oh, I know what you're doing. You're trying to catch a LeBron. You're trying to catch a Schroeder. Like, you're waiting. They had so much. This was like 3:30, 4 p.m., right? Game starts at 7. They're like, nope, I'm not waiting for the after show. I'm going to try to get them when they're in their pregame warm-up and warm them up on my beam. And they were, this amount of makeup that the women had on, it was crazy. Anyway, it's like maybe 100 yards from the entrance of the arena, which is fucking awesome. And they have these Kings residences, too. So there's like this, frosty glass door, and it's like Kings residences. Apparently, Domantas Sabonis stayed there for the entire duration of the season when he got traded there. Like a awesome condos, just very pimp shit. And so that was awesome. So we went to dinner, quote unquote. It was like the grandma special. We ate at 4. It's because the game started at 7. So we went and got steak at this place inside the Sawyer Hotel called Echo and Rig. Awesome steaks. They had like 9 different steaks to choose from. All grass-fed. Really great. Chopped it up with Kyle and Kenny and Damian. Then we went into the arena, met up with all the, Big J journalists like James Ham. And I got to meet Deuce and Mo, who I've been on their podcast before. They're awesome. Give them a follow. It was just one big like reunion of people who have never met each other. They had met each other. I got to see Phil Handy. He gave me a big hug. That was a whole thing. It was awesome. Got to be on the court. And then because we were just like 10 deep of journalists, like, oh no, I love you. Oh no, I love you. Oh no, I'm a big fan of your stuff. Oh my God, we got to get together. Oh, where'd you go in Sacramento? The security of the team. By the way, these are Kings journalists who have been there every single game so far. They're like, hey, you guys can't be here. You're too much right now. This is too much. There's professional photogs taking pictures of us. We've got like fans coming up. It was a thing, right? It was a thing. And Damian and Kenny were like, we do this every game. Like, whatever's happening with you, they don't want this. We go through the tunnel, they're hardcore checking our credentials now. Which, by the way, my credential, which was made out of paper, ripped off my wrist. So I had to just, like, show it like a badge. And they're like, just make sure you see it. So we all hung out in the media room, did our thing. Go up to the media area, which is a great, incredible, like, view. They're kind of spoiled. They want to be down on the floor. But I've been in Staples before. They put you in the, like, 600s, They, like, put you in the nosebleeds. So, really cool stuff. But in terms of the game, probably one of the better games of the season, I would say. Back and forth again. Final score, 136-134. So, no defense was being played at all. De'Aaron Fox is amazing. Like, he's one of those players that you see up close and personal where you totally understand why he's better than you think he is on TV. In the fourth quarter, I don't know what he had in the fourth quarter. I want to say it had to have been 12. It was nuts. It was absolutely nuts. And he just couldn't miss. And the Kings got into this huge deficit. We're starting to freak out because we're out by the concourse and by the NBC Sports Bay Area little booth, meeting fans. We look up and they're down like 9 or like down 12. Kenny's like, they'll cut it. LeBron's on the bench in the fourth quarter. They'll cut it to 2, and we'll see what happens. And I tell you what, Fox just took over. Insane. Also, we've got to give love to my man, Domantas Sabonis. He had a horrible, horrible night, and Sabonis had, what did he have? He had 25, 12, and 7. And he had 1 rebound in the first quarter. He was largely garbage in the first quarter. He got fouled out early, and he still had 25, 12, and 7. That's insane. He's so good. Thomas Bryant, though. This Kings team needs a backup 5. This is the most Kings talk we'll probably do in this detail, but I was there. So they need a backup 5, right? They need one. They found one. His name's Thomas Bryant. He plays for the Lakers. He gave them 29 and 14. He was making Domantas Sabonis look like a wet tissue paper. He was so movable. Domantas Sabonis is known for being so strong, so, like Steven Adams light. And Thomas Bryant. Can we just say Thomas Bryant put up 29 and 14. He's not that good. He's a fine player. He had the second most points of his career that night. So he was a beast. Dennis Schroeder, the one who turned down $84 million from the Lakers, now is back on a veteran minimum. He had 27, 4, and 2. He had 4 threes, 4 for 5 from 3, 8 for 11 shooting. His drive is pretty much what sealed the game for them because De'Aaron Fox hip-checked him. They called him for a foul. There's only 2 seconds left. And now what? What do you figure they're going to do? Like, it's the tie game. Dennis Schroeder now goes to the free throw line, but they call a challenge. They don't have any more timeouts now. And so Dennis Schroeder hits both free throws. You're down 2. You've got 2 seconds. No timeouts to advance the ball. I think they moved it actually up to 3.6 seconds. De'Aaron Fox actually gets slapped on the arm while he's shooting from 3. After that hip check foul, no call on Russell Westbrook. Just absolutely insane. And then, of course, Mike Brown after the game is like burying Keegan Murray because he had 0 rebounds, and that's like what he came there for. It's a mess. Like the Kings right now, don't let the national media fool you like me. In Sacramento, they are quietly worried. They are quietly feeling like the only reason that we are still here is because the Clippers are on a slump, 5-game losing streak. The Warriors are on a little baby slump, and the Suns are on a massive 6-game slump. In terms of Golden One, I think it's a top 3 arena in the league. It's so insane. It's so amazing. You walk in the front entrance. I love stadium reviews. You walk in the front entrance, and you immediately see the court. It's think about that. You immediately walk in, and you're like, oh, yeah, basketball is being played here. There's no walls or cylinders that keep you from seeing, there's not banners, but you know what I'm saying. There's not banners, but where banners would be, you can see that. You can see the rafters where the banners will be. You can see like the dip into the bowl of the arena. You walk in and it's very much like indoor-outdoor vibes. There's windows that they open up in the middle of the spring so that like little birds can fly through, I guess. Sunshine, wind, noise. Who knows? Just fresh air. There's a bar up top that functions as a standing room only section so that you can watch the game while you're at the bar. Just a total meat market. I think it's Sierra Nevada Draft House. Spelled like drought house. But that's how you spell draft, I guess. Anyway, awesome. LeBron James, amazing in that game. Just insane. But at the end of the day, no beam for me. Lots of trees down. Lots of power out. Went to a little speakeasy, something, after the game. Hung out. Got back to my Airbnb. No power. No heat, no power, no phone charging ability, nothing. So it was eventful. Very eventful. Met some guys. One guy named Travis the Terror at a bar. It was awesome. I recommend going to Sacramento.